Hi, welcome back to OD YouTube channel. Today I'm here for the video of the pens for the month. It's for February 2025. We are already almost in the end of the month, but okay, I thought it would be fun to show the pens anyway. So this will be just a very long video where I'll show you the pens, and I say that this is going to be a very long video because I still have 49 pens inked. Last month I had 56, I still have 49. Obviously there are many pens because during the month of December I had to make the Diamine ink vent calendar, so I used 50 pens just for the calendar and some others that I already had in use. So many pens, and I've been using these kind of self-put rule, which is to, now that I need to downsize the number of pens that I've inked right now, I'm just inking one pen for every 3 pens that run out of ink. So that's it, one for each 3, just to try to bring the number down. So let's start these, and the first pen from this video is a sparkling pen. It is a very beautiful pen, I like it a lot. It is a Benu pen, and I think it's quite obvious that's a Benu. I like it. So this pen was sent to me by Benu some years ago, I don't remember exactly when, and this pen is the Benu Euphoria Caviar. I love the pen, the size, the feel, the way it is just kind of a subtle gray, and then it has all this shiny stuff that Benu always has, so it's very fun. This one has a medium steel nib made by Schmidt, and it's a very good nib. They usually go very well with sparkling inks, and it has inside Diamine ink vent calendar 2024 number 9 wishing tree. And by the way, just to let you know, some of these pens, I think some of them are running out of ink because I'm regularly using them, so if one fails, is not necessarily the fault of the pen, it's because they are running out of ink. The other pen is a very recent release. This pen was sent to me also by Benu. This isn't released yet. It will be on 1st March 2025, and it is a very interesting model. It's a short model, as you can see. It is a pocket pen. It rolls a little bit off the table, although it has this kind of an indent there, you can see, with Benu engraved, and you can see the nib. It's a very beautiful pen. So this pen, I showed the unboxing. I'll make a review very soon and I'll be posting it. So this pen is the Benu Pixie. This one is called, this finish is called Aqua Glow, and I think the name is quite appropriate. It's just gorgeous, but maybe a little bit too much. It has a broad steel nib, number 5 nib. The other one had a number 6. This one has a number 5, made by Schmidt also. And I'm finding that this pen, the cap, I need to force it a little bit to be posted, which is kind of strange, but that's what I'm finding so far. And inside it has the Diamine Inkvent calendar 2019. I went back to search for a color that would match the pen, and I thought it would be this one because it has some shimmering also. This ink was called Blue Peppermint, and this pen can keep up very well with these heavily shimmering ink. I'm not sure if you can see the shimmering, but it has those little particles. The next pen that I'm showing you is another Benu, and it's another Benu Pixie, and this one doesn't have that. This one posts better, that's what I wanted to say, more securely, and this pen has a more normal color. They are kind of the regular colors, and there are the special ones like that aqua. This is one of the most regular. It has some shiny particles, but not as much. Also a steel Schmidt nib, but this one is gold colored. So this one is the Benu Pixie. They write really well and are interesting because I really enjoy pocket pens, and it is fun to have another pocket pen from another brand. And this one is called Coffee Brown, and it is really appropriate name for it. It has a fine steel nib, and the ink inside is Visconti. Is it called brown or sepia? I thought this ink, here I can try to show you some line variation. There is not much, but you can try to find some, and here you can see the nib very wet. It's very nice. These pens are very interesting, I would say. For these two pens I tried to match the ink with the pen, and it happened a little bit also with the Benu Euphoria, but that's not something that I will generally do. So I will review these two pens very soon. This is another pen, which is an older pen, more kind of classic, and this is the Cross Townsend, and this is the Cross Townsend. Sorry, let me check my notes because I forget the names. Medalist. This one has a fine steel nib that I showed you. It's a beautiful nib, and it writes really well. And inside it has the diamine, Inkvent calendar 2024, number 15, Sleigh Ride. And this is beautiful ink with some sheen. So I like this pen, I have to say. The next pen is another cartridge pen as the other ones. Cartridge or converter. Although for the Pixie I think the only converter that will fit is the mini converters by Kaweco. And so this one is the Diplomat Aero. As usual, I'm showing you the pens by alphabetical order, but today is for regular alphabetical order. Sometimes I start with Z and go through all the alphabet to A. This time I'm going to A. I don't have any A today. Through Z, and I will not have any Z also. So this is Diplomat Aero Factory, which is an aluminum pen in raw aluminum with a fine steel nib, which is a Also a nice looking nib, but it's just another Yovo nib, although it has a special tuning to it, and it has inside the diamine, ink vent, calendar 2024, and this is number 16 Tundra. I like the design of the pen. This one has a little stain there, like an oxidation. I had someone that told me to use some cleaning vinegar. I didn't do it yet, but when it gets out of ink, but it looks like it still has some. When it gets out of ink, I will try to clean it with that cleaning vinegar and see what happens. In my opinion, this pen, just for thought, I think it's missing there. It didn't come with one. I think it's missing their O-ring, because sometimes the metal doesn't seem to really close that well. Okay, the next pen, so all cartridge converters, and now we are going for a piston filling pen. And this pen, it is an interesting pen. It is a modern pen from Divine Design, but this design actually reminds us of the older designs, and it reminds me of some designs of reform pens. And so this pen comes from Germany, has the Diplomat, also the cross. This one comes from Ireland, and those came from Armenia. This one still came from Russia, but then Benu moved to Armenia. So here is the pen. This is a Divine Design. It's called Berlin, and it's called Berlin Black Gold trim with a medium steel nib. It is a medium, a little bigger than normal number 5 Bock nib, and inside it has Divine Design Green, which is a nice green ink, and I think this pen is nice. It has a strange design because it has a very long barrel. It has an ink window there, and it is a piston filler. So it is an interesting choice, an interesting pen, kind of a retro design, and I will make a review of this pen soon. Also from Divine Design, I have this pen. You can see the brand there, Divine Design. From this brand, I have this pen, which is the Divine Design Pocket, and it is an interesting pen because it's the section and barrel, not section and barrel, but the section and barrel until the threads is almost the same size as the section and barrel, and as the barrel behind the threads. So you can post it very nicely like that, and you can cap it, and it stays relatively small. So I think this design is very well done. It's like the Japanese pocket pens, but with threads. This one has a number 6 Yovo nib, black one. So this is the Divine Design Pocket in black. It has a medium steel nib that I showed you, and inside it has Divine Design. I kind of like this ink also, ochre ink, and it has these nice line. Let me bring this a little bit up. So now we go from Germany to China, and I have 2 Chinese pens here. for now, and one is this. This is the copy of the Sailor Pro Gear Slim Mini, but I think this pen is interesting because it's kind of similar. It looks very nice, has very nice colors, and it even has a mini converter, which is fun. Sailor pen doesn't come with a mini converter, and it is much more expensive. This is on the inexpensive side. It is a nice pen, but this one, I think I have to say, it was one of the most awful Jinhao nibs that I ever had. But it took me maybe 10-15 minutes to fix it, but it was very terrible when I got it. But I'm happy with the pen. I'm using it every day. Jinhao 82 Mini, and the color is called Green Lemon. I love this combination of colors. It has a fine steel nib with the Jinhao logo there, and the ink inside is Jacques Herbin Vert Pré, and it is a very nice shade of green. I have too many greens. I like those kind of dark muddy greens, but I think I will need to have always a bottle of it. I only have a very small bottle, 10 milliliters bottle. It's halfway through, and I think I'll need to always have one bottle of this, because I think this color is really amazing. The next pen is an old friend of ours here in the channel. You've seen this lots of times, and this is the Jinhao Centennial. Sometimes it's also called Jinhao 100, in the koi finish, this red and white, with a fude nib. You can see the nib is made by Jinhao, and it has that point. This is called a fude nib. It's a number 6 nib, and it is interesting for some effects. And inside it has some diamine. You can see very wide line, or I can do it like this: diamine, ink vent, calendar. You can see I can have variation of line mix. So I just mixed up a lot, some inks, some leftover of inks from some other pens, and I'm playing with it, and I got this shiny thing. So this is another cartridge converter pen. So far only a piston filler. Next pen is this. This one comes from the United States, and it is a Karass costumes pen made of Delrin, this material, and with an aluminum cap. Oops. So let's write with it. This is Karass. Maybe it's getting out of ink. I told you that may happen in some pens. Karass costumes, fountain K, with a broad steel nib. This nib is a broad nib, but it's not that wide. It is a Bock number 5 nib, and inside it has the diamine ink vent calendar 2024. The ink is number 21 Cosmic Glow, which is a very nice blue. I hope you can see it. So, very simple, interesting pen. That it has some. It's not a new pen anymore. Now we'll go to Germany, and we'll go into a few Kaweco pens as usual. And this pen, you can see it is a liliput, very beautiful one. So this is the Kaweco. It's not liliput that's called, this one is called Collection. Liliput Blue. Collection, Kaweco collection pens are limited editions that are only for a period of time they are released, and they can have some different forms. They can be a Kaweco Special or a Kaweco Liliput or Sport. Anything else? I think that's it. But it's interesting to have these different models. So this one has a medium steel nib. You can see number 5 nib, just like the nib that I showed you before, but this one is branded Kaweco, the other one is a Bock. These nibs from Kaweco Sport, they may be Bock or maybe Jovo. They buy from both brands with their specifications, so they are the same apparently. And the ink inside is the Kaweco Paradise Blue, which is a nice light blue ink that I find not very time or light resistant, and it tends to fade over time. The next pen is another, I didn't make the review of the Kaweco Liliput, of the Kaweco collection Liliput Blue yet, but I need to do it. And this is another Kaweco collection, a very beautiful one. This one has the form of a Kaweco Sport and made of aluminium, a very nice pen, also cartridge converter. So this is the Kaweco collection, and this is the olivine, which is this beautiful color with a medium steel nib but gold plated, and inside it has Kaweco green. And it's kind of interesting because I find the colors on the Kaweco very similar to the color of the Divine Design ink. So sometimes I think there are some brands of inks that make inks for pen brands, and I'm thinking if these may come from the same place. The other pen, next pen, is also from Kaweco, but this is a full-size pen. I like this model a lot. This one has a number 6 steel nib. This one is made by Bock, and I prefer Bock nibs over Jovo, I would say. And I like this pen a lot. Also a cartridge converter pen. This is the Kaweco Elite. This pen is no longer made, and it has a fine steel nib that I already showed you, and inside it has the diamine Inkvent calendar 2024 number 22 nutmeg. I'm still putting the days in front of it because some of you may not have gone through all the days of your calendar, so just for information, but I didn't put there when I mentioned the 2019 calendar because I don't think it makes any difference now, but for the last one I'm still putting the number of the day, not just the name of the ink. Next pen is this one with an integral Kaweco clip, although it is a Kaweco Sport, and it is the Piston Sport. Again, the same nib as the other Kaweco Sport, number 5 steel nib. So this is the Kaweco. It's called Piston. You can see there is an ink window there. I think it has too much ink to be visible. Kaweco Piston Sport in aluminium black with a fine steel nib, and inside it has diamine Inkvent calendar 2024, number 9, wishing tree. I showed you this ink before. It was the first one there with the Benu Euphoria Caviar. I already made a review of this Kaweco pen, so you can check it on my channel. The next pen is another Kaweco piston sport, but it is the plastic one, so this is the classic. This is a more recent release than the other one, also with the same kind of nib, steel nib. So this is the Kaweco piston sport class. It's a no, not black, sorry, it's classic black. This one has a double broad nib. As you can see, there's a lot of difference between this line and the previous one, and inside it has Kaweco Summer Purple. This nib is beautiful, it writes really well, but it's too thick for my handwriting, and my handwriting gets a little strange with this kind of nib. Although my normal handwriting is already kind of ugly. And the final Kaweco pen is this one. It is a very oxidized, I did it on purpose, and this is the Kaweco Sterling Sport, made of silver, very heavy pen, cartridge converter, also very heavy. You can see it is all stained with some oxidation. And so this one is Kaweco. It is maybe the most expensive pen that I have. Sterling Sport. This one has a fine, can you see it? A fine gold nib, and inside it has Kaweco, how is it called? Caramel brown. This pen is inked almost ever since I got it. I like it a lot. I don't go out a lot with it, and you can see there is a lot of, you can have some line variation with this gold nib. It's very nice. I don't go out with this pen a lot because it is kind of irreplaceable. I try to collect all Kaweco fountain pens that exist, and all Kaweco Sport fountain pens, and if I lose this one, I'll not be able to replace it. The next pen is also from Germany, but we jump to another brand, and the brand is Lamy, and this is the Lamy 2000 in steel. So Lamy 2000 steel with, this one has a, which nib is this? A medium nib, although it's not that thick, and inside it has the diamine Inkvent calendar 2024 number 13 lullaby, and that's how the ink looks. This pen is nice. Some people don't like it because it is shiny and metal and they find it slippery. I like it. It has a gold nib, and I think, as you most of you know, this is a Lamy 2000, so it means it is a piston fountain pen. The next pen is also a Lamy, a recent acquisition to me, although it has some years now. This is the Lamy Aion. I like this design, very simple. I like it. It's metal, but it feels good on hand. It's big. It's a big pen. I like it a lot. So this is the Lamy Aion in red with a medium steel nib, which is a nib. The nib for the Aion is kind of similar to the Safari and all that family nib, but it has a different shape. It even fits the same kind of feed, but the shape of the nib is a little bit different. And inside it has a old cartridge of Lamy petrol with the old color and that people are crazy about, and I thought, why not use up one of the cartridges that I have there. It's a color that really doesn't excite me, but I don't really usually like red pens, but I wish I could have all the different Lamy Aions that are made because I really like the design. The next pen is now from Italy, and it is a Leonardo. And so this pen is the Leonardo Officina Italiana Messenger in orange, and this material is very beautiful. This one is a limited edition. You can see the converter there, it's transparent in a part of it. I love this. This is between orange and yellow. I really like it. It has an extra fine steel nib that you can see there. This is from the time where they used Bock nibs. So Messenger orange with an extra fine steel nib, and inside it has the diamine Inkvent calendar 2024, number A19, fruit cocktail. The problem with Leonardo pens is that their name is so big that they don't fit on the paper. Nice pen. I really enjoy this model, and it is a cartridge converter pen. The next one is also Leonardo, also orange, but this one is a piston filler, and you can see the piston there. And this pen, I'm finding this line a little bit strange because it didn't look straight, but maybe it is, maybe it's just my imagination. So this pen has a black nib, a black steel nib, similar to the one on the Divine Design pocket, and it is a piston filler fountain pen. So this one has a big name, Leonardo Officina Italiana Momento Zero Grande, which is the name of the model. The Pura, which is this series of oops, I'm out of camera. The Pura, which is this that has this frosted finish, and the color is flaming orange. The nib is a fine steel nib, as I told you, and the ink is the same as above. Diamine Inkvent calendar fruit cocktail. I'm just not writing everything down because I don't have room for it, because this pen is the name of the pen is too big. And talking about too big, let's go for another pen that this one is not the name, but the pen itself that is very big. And that pen is this one, also with some glitter. So it's the fourth pen that has glitter today. It is an amazing pen. It's a very big one with a huge, giant steel nib that you can see there, I hope. So this one is the, how is it called? Magna Carta Mag 1000 in the twilight finish. I chose this one, which is acrylic, because I like acrylic more than ebonite. I'm that kind of strange person. This one has a medium steel nib, which is a very big number 10 nib. As you can see, it's maybe one of the biggest nibs currently available, and it has an ebonite feed, which is marked there with the M. And inside it has some ink mix, mostly Parker and Kaweco, because sometimes I make some experiences, and it gets this kind of bluish purplish color that I think it goes well with the theme of Twilight. And the next pen is from China. Again, that one was this is a cartridge converter pen, and this one is a piston filler pen. It is a Moonman, but it's called Majohn, so it's sold as a Majohn, so I'll call it Majohn, and I'll show a Moonman pen later, but this one is, it's strange. So this is the Majohn, how is it called? V60 in yellow, which is an interesting pen with a triangular kind of shape, similar to Oma's pen, with a fine steel nib, that number 6 nib that I really like. There are some reviewers that didn't like this pen. I kind of like it. I didn't expect to like it as much as I do. And inside it has Pilot blue, and this nib is nice. It doesn't allow for a lot of line variation, but it's nice and very wet. It's a really good pen, and it has a nice design, and it is yellow, and I love yellow pens. So I'll just need to make here a small adjustment to the setup. I need to bring this empty pen box to the other side of the table and bring another pen box here. Sorry about this noise, next to me, to be able to show you the rest of the pens. Sorry about this noise, but you can see lots of pens inside. Okay, let me bring this here again, and sorry about this, and let's go on with the rest of the video. We still have lots of pens to show, because we are now on pen number I can't see anything like this, so this was a very bad, sorry about it, this was a very bad choice that I made to bring this box here. I should have thought about it better. So we're still on pen number 22, so we'll have to go to 49, so we are almost mid video. So the next pen is from Germany again, a piston filler pen, and this is the well-known Montblanc Meisterstück 149 with gold nib and almost out of ink. So this is Montblanc Meisterstück 149 with this kind of nib that I don't know which nib it is. It has a strange cut, kind almost like an architect. I didn't do it, I bought it this way, so I don't really know how to name it. And inside you can see it's starting to skip. It has Sailor, Gentle, Southern, and it's getting out of ink, so that's why it is skipping, and it will be soon empty. I'm not sure if I'm going to re-ink it or just clean it, because I have too many pens. I need to make a comparison of this pen with some other, but maybe I will empty it and then re-ink it. By the way, I love this ink, the Sailor Gentle Southern. It is discontinued now, but as the Sailor Gentle line, but it is still available as the Shikiori line. So I think when it's empty, when I have the empty bottle, maybe I will re-ink it, because I really enjoy this ink. Sorry. The next pen is kind of a recent release also. I didn't make a review of it, I just made the unboxing and then made the review of the other pen that I'll talk in a moment. And I have this pen. This is an interesting pen, very strange design. That is a copy of the Parker 25. So, and this is called Moonman B25. This one is in green, and it has a fine steel nib, and it has a nib that reminds us of the nib of the Parker Jotter, which is an interesting choice. It is a cartridge converter pen, very simple, very inexpensive, and inside it has a beautiful ink that is Robert Oster Crocodile Green. It is the kind of green that I like, although it is in a more in a lighter tone. The next pen is the pen that I reviewed not long ago, which is the original for that one, or for long discontinued by Parker, and this is the Parker 25. And I'll soon make a review of the other one, and then I'll make a comparison between the two, but I didn't have the chance to do it yet. So this one is the Parker 25 Green, also Flighter. That's the name of these all steel pens with a fine steel nib. The nib on this pen is different from the Majohn or the Moonman pen. This one has this nib that goes around the feed, which is different design. Also cartridge converter pen, and inside it has one of my loved inks, Parker Quink Black. And this one has a very fine line. It's interesting that the Parker Fine is actually thinner than a Chinese fine, which is not that common. And we'll go for the last pen of this line. So this one was a Chinese pen. This is an English pen, and I will go for an American pen, the pen that I love, all made of metal, very heavy, and made of copper, and it is a replica of a Parker duofold, not a Parker duofold really, but a replica of Parker duofold. So this is also running out of ink, I think. This is the Parker Senior duofold. Sorry, it's really out of ink. Duofold copper. I think it was already out of ink last time that I made the video, and I didn't use it much. It just has a little bit. Let me just do this kind of cheating, which is to put some ink directly on the nib. Put the cartridge back. This pen is very, very heavy, made all of copper. So Parker Centennial Fold, not Centennial, Senior Duofold copper replica by Chris Thompson on the United States. He makes these wonderful pens. This one has a fine gold nib, and you can see it has a fine gold nib, and it is a Parker nib from a modern Parker duofold pen. And inside it has Leonardo, Officina Italiana, Noce Moscata. So now I'm thinking if it is out of ink or if it just needed some ink on the nib. Not sure, because now it's writing well. So this is a beautiful pen, very heavy, I like it a lot, and I think this one I will re-ink it because I like to use it. So let's change page, or turn the page, and write in the other sheet of paper, like that. And let's go for another brand, and this brand is Pelican, and I have this burgundy Pelican that I bought on the flea market for €5, and it is it still had a sticker, but it was a wrong sticker for the nib, because it said it was an extra fine and the nib is a fine. So an interesting pen for €5, a gold nib pen. So this is the, I think it's gold nib. Now I don't remember anymore, and I don't think I will be able to read it. I can't, but I think I'm almost sure it is a gold nib. So this is a Pelican. It was skipping there because I was not with the correct rotation of the pen. Pelican 140 Gunther Wagner in burgundy, with this fine nib that I showed you, which I think that is gold and I cannot see, and it is annoying me a lot now. And it has inside the Parker Quink Black, and this pen allows for lots of line variation, which is very fun pen. It is on the shorter side, I like to post it. It is nicely made, it's beautiful, so I think I was very lucky to find this for €5. Next pen is a more expensive Pelican pen and bigger. This is the Pelican M800, which I like, and it has the striated version that's still transparent. As far as I know, the newer ones are no longer transparent. And so this is the Pelican M800 in green. It has a gold fine nib. This is very beautiful. It is a piston filler, as the previous one was, the Pelican 140. And inside it has the diamine. I like this ink, it's beautiful, but it has some shimmer and sometimes feeds don't love it, and there is already lots of shimmer particles on the feed. Maybe it's a crime to do this with a Pelican, but I hope I will survive. Diamine ink vent calendar 2024 number 23 pine needle. It's a very nice warm tone of green with shimmering, and this pen is beautiful too. But for Pelican M800 I like it better. I think it's more beautiful, the Pelican M805 demonstrator. The problem with this one is that you can find there is already some small droplets of ink on the cap, and you'll see it all. But it's like this. It's a beautiful, beautiful pen. You can see the Pelican. It's really nice. So this is the Pelican M805 because it has silver trim or chrome trim or palladium trim or whatever. Demonstrator with a fine gold nib. I think I showed you the nib already. It's the same kind of nib as the previous pen. And inside it has the diamine. I can't even write in the line. Calendar 2024 number 8 Marley. The ink is kind of strange because of a grayish color. I don't love gray inks, but I think it goes well with this pen. I like it, and I really need to clean this cap because I don't like seeing it like that. I'm usually not that careful with pens, but because this one is transparent, it's too obvious and I can't unsee it. The next pen is a jump to Japan, and we'll go into letter P again, but for pilot. And the first pen I have is this older model, which is just like the current pilot costume 74, but it's not. This is the pilot costume 67. It is an older version in black, and it has a medium gold nib that I will show you there, a number 5 pilot nib, and ink it has inside, as in previous videos, I don't know, because my friend Luis had this pen for a while. He inked it with this ink. He doesn't remember, I don't remember, I don't know which ink is this, so it has this nice caramel color. That's how much I know about the ink. The next pen is another pilot, and this one you can see it's very similar. This is the pilot costume 74, this is pilot costume 67. Just small differences, small design differences. This pen is not mine, it's from my friend Luis. He lended me this pen for me to make a review that I still need to make. So, and this pen is the pilot. I struggle a little bit with these kind of nibs. Pilot 74 black, and this one has a music nib, which is a gold nib, same size as the previous one, but a very kind of stub nib with 3 tines or 2 slots, and not 2 slots, 2 slits on the nib. And the ink it has inside is diamine. I'm always failing to find the correct angle to write with it. Inkvent calendar 2024 number 25 good tidings. And this is how it looks, but it really has this line variation, and it's an interesting kind of nib, and I will review it soon so that you can have more information about it. The next pen, and I'm seeing now that I missed the pen here before, so I'll need to do it when I finish pilot pens, but it should have come before. I just noticed, sorry. It's late in the night and I keep forgetting stuff. This is another pilot 74. So pilot costume 74 in forest green, which is a very beautiful color. This one has a medium gold nib, again the same kind of nib, but this one is silver colored, and inside it has something that I don't know. The same story as the 67, same another ink from Luis. I just know it is not the same ink because it looks completely different. Now the next pen is the biggest version of the Pilot Costume 74, which is cartridge converter pen, and this is also cartridge converter pen. It is the Pilot Costume 743 in verdigris color, and this one has an extra fine nib, which is really fine. This is a gold nib and it is much bigger than the other one. The other one is a number 5 Pilot, this is a number 15. And the ink it has inside is Pilot Blue. This pen is not as smooth as other Pilot pens that I have because the nib is really fine. So you feel the feedback a lot more, and it's not scratchy, but it is really very feedbacky. And I'm getting tired of this long video. So the next pen is this one. And it's a very similar pen, but this one is not cartridge converter pen, it is a vac filler. So this is the Pilot Costume 823. It is the same kind of pen as the 743, but with a different filling mechanism. And this one has a broad, this is in amber, and has a broad nib, and inside it has diamine, Inkvent calendar 2024, number 4 Forest Gâteau. And this is how the ink looks like and how wet the nib is, and you can see the difference between these nibs. The interesting thing is that Luis, this pen is not mine, it's from Luis. I have this on loan, and he told me that it would be interesting to try to find several different nibs, because the nib is the same as that one, but extra fine, broad. And I also have here this one, also from Luis, another 823. It's written there on the cap. Costume 823. This, it has the same kind of nib, but a different design, but it's the same nib, same size, same everything, just the color scheme of the nib is different. So this is the Pilot Costume 823 in black, and this one has a medium gold nib. And he told me it would be interesting because I also have another 743 in black that it's not inked right now, that has a fine nib, so I'll be able to show you a direct comparison with an extra fine, medium and broad. It will be interesting for a video in the future. I'm not sure when I'll be able to do it. This is not called black, it's actually called smoke because it's translucent, and inside it has roller and cleaner verdigris, and this is how it looks. Okay, now we'll go to the pen that I should have shown before we get into the Pilot pens, and it is this one, the pen tail. I forgot about it, sorry. It is a pen made of wood and with a Urushi finish. This part is made of ebonite, the section, and it is a cartridge converter pen with a regular Yovo nib. So this is the pen tail Samurai in iron wood, and it has a medium steel nib, as I showed you, a UV nib, and the ink inside is diamine, Inkvent calendar 2024, day 20, and it's called Pourri, and it has this interesting kind of dusty violet color. This pen is beautiful. It is made by hand, it is turned by hand, and then I think it's a beautiful pen, and covered with urushi, polished. It is an amazing pen, very well crafted. And now we'll get back to Japan for an interesting pen. This one writes really well. It is a limited edition. I really like it. I think it may be my favorite platinum pen. And so this one is the Platinum 3776 Century. Let me check my notes. Century 10th anniversary. So it's for the anniversary of the model, of the 3776 model, and it has a medium gold nib. Let me show you. This nib is very beautiful. It is different from the other Pilot 3776 nibs. It's really gorgeous nib. I hope you can see it. And inside it has the diamine Inkvent calendar for 2024, day number 8 vibe, and I love the nib. The nib is bouncy. It is kind of flexy in the feel that it gives you, but it's not flexy about the line variation, but it's a really good nib. The next pen is also platinum, and it is this platinum pocket pen. This is a pen I don't like that much. This one is a cartridge converter. The Penteo is also a cartridge converter, and this is also a cartridge converter pen. And this is the platinum pocket pen in pink with a fine, I think, gold nib. It's a very fine nib, and I would say it's more an extra fine nib. And inside it has, let me show you, the nib is like that. It's made of gold. It has this kind of transparent feel, but you cannot see the transparency right now because of the ink. It has inside diamine Inkvent calendar 2024, number 4 Forest Gâteau, and that's how it looks like. It's not amazing, it's not impressive because the nib is really fine, it's really feedbacky. It's far from being my favorite kind of nib. And we will go for Germany now for a pen that is no longer made, and it is a very good pen. I like it a lot. This is the Rotring 600, an all metal pen with black color, very bulky. I like it. So this is the Rotring 600 with an hexagonal shape of barrel and cap. Rotring 600 in black. It was also available in silver. And the nib, it's written there. It's a broad nib, made of steel with this kind of arrow shaped, I think people call it spear shaped nib. Very simple, made of steel, and inside it has the diamine ink vent calendar 2024 number, let me check, I can see now, number 10, Chili Nights. And this is an ink that has lots of shimmer. I hope you can see it on camera. I'm not sure if that is visible, maybe like that, I'm not sure. So, interesting pen, cartridge converter pen also. And now we are reaching almost the end, still a couple of pens to go. Now we have another pen from Japan, another cartridge converter pen, a very expensive pen, and it is a yellow one, and I like yellow pens. So this one is the Sailor King of Pen. I'm not sure if you can hear the feedback, but it has this kind of very special and amazing feedback that Sailor pens have. Sailor King of Pen in Mandarin Yellow with the medium gold nib. This is a 21 karat gold nib, medium. It is amazing. A number 8 nib, so big nib. And inside it has the special ink by Sailor for Ink Traveler, which is a store that specializes in Japanese pens in Spain. Ink Traveler, and the color is called Naoshima Kon. And this is a pen that is this kind of line variation. It is an amazing nib. Sometimes it railroads a little bit, and maybe it may be a little bit out of ink, so it is possible that it's not behaving that well on the line variation. It's railroading a little bit, but it's a very nice pen and an interesting blue ink. So beautiful, big sized pen. And next to this one, we'll go for another Sailor pen that is smaller. It is a pocket pen, and I like this one. I like the color of it. It doesn't write amazingly, but I like it. So this one is the Sailor pocket pen in steel. It has a fine gold nib. I think you can see there. How can I show it to you? I think you can see 18 karat white gold, and it is a very interesting pen. I really like these Japanese pocket pens. They are short, but they have a very long cap and then become a full-sized long pen. And inside it has my faithful, I think, let me check, where am I? Parker Quink Black, yes. I need to check my notes, otherwise I get lost. So this is it, very interesting pen. Now we'll go for another pen that is in theory very interesting, but it's this one, the Sailor Pro Gear Mini, which is like that Jinhao that I showed you in the beginning. These Jinhao, they are very similar pens, but this one is much more expensive and has a gold nib. However, this is the Sailor Pro Gear Slim Mini with a fine gold nib. You can see there. Interestingly, when I got this pen, this was my worst sailor nib ever, and I had to tune it. But when you tune sailor nibs, you have to be very careful, because if it is scratchy, if you polish too much, it will lose its feedback that's so characteristic. So I also had to work on this. So it's interesting that I bought this pen, I had to work on that, and then I bought the Jinhao copy of it, and I had to work on it because it was also a very bad nib. So kind of ironic. And the ink it has inside is the Sailor, an ink that I showed you before, and I will show you again in another pen. Sailor Gentle Southern. And I like the ink. Again, this is a cartridge pen. You can buy a mini converter, but it doesn't come with the pen, although the pen is kind of inexpensive. So I think Sailor may have a little bit more care with that pen. The next one is the Centennial, and I remember this pen because I saw a live stream from Wasky Squirrel, and he was talking about some pens, and in a comment some people talked about the Centennial, and I remembered, okay, I have a Centennial, I need to ink it because I really like that pen, and because of that video I have it here. So I like this pen a lot. This is a piston filler pen, and it is the Centennial Libra in olive with a fine gold nib. I have to say that many people buy Centennial pens because they have flex nibs and all that. I don't like flex nibs. I like stiff nibs, and I bought this one. It can have a little line variation, but I don't like really flex nibs. So I got this. This is a gold nib, white gold, but it's still yellow. When you compare it to the yellow gold nib, it can find it's different. And inside you have the, let me check, the diamine canal side, which is another kind of green, dark green ink, and I usually like them. You can see you can have some line variation, not much, and that's the kind of bounciness that I like. I don't really enjoy very flexible pens, so I like this pen a lot. I think it's very beautiful. And we'll go to another one. By the way, Centennial is from Italy, and we'll go to the United States for a Sheaffer, and this is a school pen. I like it a lot. Very simple cartridge converter pen. So this is the Sheaffer NoNonsense in marbled green with a medium steel nib. This nib also had to go through some micro mesh because it was scratchy, but it was fixed very quickly. I didn't do a lot of work on it, just enough for it to behave properly. It has inside diamine Inkvent calendar 2024 number 23 pine needle, which is that beautiful color that I showed you before on the Pelican M800 in green. And from Germany, this kind of very cheap office pen, the Stabilo Flow, which writes wonderfully. So the Stabilo Flow with, in black, let's call it like that, maybe there are more colors, I'm not sure, with the M nib made of steel, very simple, this kind of shape that reminds us of that from, you know, rod ring, for example, and many other like Lamy. It has triangular grip, it's made of plastic, it's a cartridge converter pen, very cheap, and but it writes really well. Inside it has the diamine, ink vent calendar 2024, number 22, nutmeg. And I like this pen. It is interesting, very cheap, and it works. It just works. So nice. The next one is a very small one. This is the Wancher Puchico. Very mini pen, very small. Even like this, it's very small. I can hold it if I do this, but this way it falls there. They now release the different another version of it, which is the Wancher Puchaco, which Puchaco is a bigger pen, and I ordered it, but it's not yet available, so I need to wait for a little bit for it to arrive, and then I'll show it to you. So this is the Wancher Puchico in penguin black with a fine steel nib with the Wancher logo there. This one of this size doesn't fit a cartridge, it is a eyedropper pen, and inside it has diamine, ink vent calendar 2024, number 2, wilted rose. This pen writes really well, but it's very small. I didn't make a review yet, I will do it, and I will talk about the way you can use this pen, because it's not really comfortable, but how you can actually use it. We are reaching the end. We'll go to France, where you have this Waterman, beautiful pen, the Waterman Edson with a wonderful nib. Cartridge converter pen. I have a complaint, it really dries when it's kept. I'll need to change the ink and try to see how it behaves with other ink, but I almost always have hard starts with this pen, which is kind of sad because it's an expensive pen. And this is the Waterman. When it writes beautifully. Waterman, but if I leave it for 2 days without writing, it already has hard starts. So this is the Waterman Edson Emerald Green, which is a wonderful color. I'll need to make a review of it. It looks like black, but it's not, it's green. Emerald green with a medium gold nib. And the nib is these with that other part. It's even hard to explain how it looks. Just look at it. It's amazing. And inside it has Parker Quink black. It's that kind of ink that I always have more than one pen ink with it, or almost always, because I really like it. And we'll end in China with 2 pens from the same brand. Wingsung, this is a strange pen, Wingsung 60 with a Fisher Space Pen clip. By the way, this is a cartridge converter pen, I don't think I told you, and this is a kind of aerometric. It has a sack that you need to press to fill it. So this is the Wingsung 60. It writes so well. It's really amazing. It was very inexpensive. I don't find it anymore online. I would like to have another one. And it has diamine, ink vent calendar 2024 with ink number 23, good tidings. You can see the nib really keeps up. It's a very interesting nib because it has that kind of tubular shaped nib that Sheaffer used to have on their vintage pens. I think this pen is really well made. It writes really well. It is small pocket pen, but it becomes a full size or at least very decent size. So very interesting pen. I really like it. And the final pen of the day is this one, another Vingsung, which is similar to the Montblanc 149. That's why I was saying that if I don't know if the Montblanc is empty, I will re-ink it or not. I should, because I want to make a comparison between this pen and the Montblanc. But maybe, because I have so many videos to make, maybe I can wait a little bit and clean the Montblanc and have it, let it have a rest. So this one is the Vingsung 630 with a fine steel nib, number 8 nib. So a big one. I have a couple of big nibs here. It is a piston filler pen. And so I forgot to write here, it's black, and inside it has the Sailor, Sailor Gentle Southern. This is so messy. And it has this steel nib, but the nib behaves really well. Very wet, very expressive. I really like it. And so, this is all for today. These are the pens that I have with ink today for February. I hope when I make these for March I have a couple pens less than I have today, because these are too many and the video becomes too long, I know. But I do these a little kind of for myself to keep track of what I'm using. And you can also, if you enjoy pens, maybe you can enjoy these just to watch the pens, or if you don't, you don't watch. So that's it. It's your choice. Fortunately, on YouTube you can choose to watch or not to watch a video. So this is all I had today. Thank you for the ones who have the patience to watch this through the end, and we'll meet again for the next video. Bye.